You would think on this feast of Christ the King that we would be led by the readings and the homily to an image of God enthroned in majesty, powerful, resplendent. Instead, we encounter a seemingly broken man nailed to a cross, dying an excruciating death. So different than what we think of kingship. And maybe this model of kingship is actually the model of stewardship. Round 2 of Stewardship Weekend. After all, isn't stewardship ultimately about living like Christ lived? We're called to give generously, to serve others wholeheartedly, and to prioritize the well-being of our community's needs above our own interests. So just as Jesus reigns through his acts of compassion and service, I think our stewardship has to reflect our commitment to embody Jesus' values, transforming our resources into instruments of love and justice for the world. Do you know Ronald Rolheiser, a spiritual writer? He says that a good king, and maybe a good steward, has to be strong enough to be weak. It's not a paradox. It's a profound truth. And through Jesus' vulnerability, you can see his willingness to serve, to suffer, to be present in our lives. Rolheiser also reminds us that a good king has a heart big enough to embrace pettiness and to accept humiliation. Jesus honored the marginalized. In our own call to stewardship and generosity, we too are invited to look beyond our own comfort and to reach out to those in need, especially when it challenges us personally. And moreover, a king like Christ and a good steward knows the strength that comes from being small. Jesus was about not looking for accolades and recognition. He was secure enough in himself. And are we willing to serve in the shadows? So I promised you last week that I would tell you stories, specific ways that our parish is embracing God's call to be good stewards of what God has given us. And so I hope to demonstrate how we strive to make those around us feel safe, to feed rather than to consume, and to affirm rather than seek affirmation. This is how we embody Jesus' love in our world. It's through selflessness and service. Have you noticed how many opportunities there are for the sacrament of reconciliation? We have confessions available on Thursday nights, Saturday evenings, even Sunday during the 11:30 Mass before the Spanish Mass. Just recently, I received an email from a parishioner who wanted the name and contact information of the priest that heard her confession. You know why? She said to me in the email, that experience was life-changing. Wow. Our commitment to providing spiritual nourishment is really about transforming lives, and it reflects our responsibility to serve this community. We also are good stewards through our vulnerability and our humanity. I'd like you to consider a 10-year-old boy named Jonathan. He lived in Honduras and suffered a traumatic injury to his hip. He went through many surgeries that, as you might imagine, are not easy to come by in Honduras, and had no success. Our medical mission team goes to Honduras every year. And because of our stewardship in helping with that endeavor, Jonathan's surgery this time was successful. They were able to put his mother and Jonathan next to each other in the operating room, take a piece of her hip, and fix his hip. It's amazing. These people, like 20 people who sit in our midst, doctors and nurses and just regular support people, they give of themselves, uplifting to support others in their greatest time of need. Oh, by the way, ask Ryan about what surgery he sat in on. And did you know that Deacon Hank is also a dental hygienist? You'll have to tell that story. We are good stewards also through empathy and acceptance. We need to understand the lives of others, which is reflected in our commitment to children's ministry. Each Sunday, our dedicated catechists inspire the next generation, making God's world and God's word accessible and shaping the hearts of our children. I teasingly said that there were only 25 today. There have been 35 and 40 youngsters who leave here and go into the oratory. Please look at the sacristy meeting room on your way out. It's a small room. There are 16 to 20 younger children in that room who are being babysat. It's amazing. Imagine the profound impact we could have with more space and interactive resources to engage them further. This desire to serve our youth showcases the heart of our stewardship, creating a nurturing environment for growth and learning. Oh, and don't forget the youth group. Joey has about 60 to 70 youth who come every other Sunday. What an amazing atmosphere that we're creating for the next generation. Our stewardship is also about radical generosity. An extension of this generosity can be seen in our food procurement program. It feeds 70 families every week, not to mention the Thanksgiving bags and all of the food that goes to St. Gabriel's cupboard. It reminds us that our stewardship goes beyond individual contributions, but it's about uplifting entire families and our community as a whole. And finally, Our stewardship is about community building. Our commitment to making God's word accessible reaches way beyond these church walls through our live streaming. Each Sunday, over 400 people tune in, watch, listen to God's word, are fed by God's word, and spiritually nurtured at this table. Do you realize that there are probably close to 400 people sitting here right now? And that's like having another Mass with those 400 people. I can go on, but these stories, I think, and these initiatives illustrate the powerful impact of not only our stewardship as a parish, but because of your generosity and what you give us to work with. Your bold support is essential to ensuring that these stories of transformation continue to unfold. I want to invite you one more time to consider renewing your commitment to stewardship. Yeah, help me keep the lights on, make sure that it's warm. They're all important things. But I have to say that your generosity is really about standing together in support of our community, honoring the spirit of selflessness that Jesus showed. As we reflect on this image of Christ on the cross, may we see the true essence of kingship and stewardship intertwined. Let's respond generously with our time, our talents, and our treasures. Not just a one-time act, but as a way of a life that reflects our commitment to building up this community and growing in our discipleship. Together, I'm convinced that we are being called as a parish to continue to make a profound difference, not only here, but beyond these walls. Let's be inspired by one another, to support each other, and work together for the greater good. Again, please hear me say, thank you. Thank you for your continued generosity and for being part of what I think is a remarkable journey. Let's empower each other through our stewardship as we seek to be like Jesus, the King who broke himself open and gave from his need.